put for the background, which looks like they've changed something. There we go. Um, we put Joao Almeida. So we put Joao Almeida for our background today. So the question was after yesterday's crash, it looked pretty horrible, and we were all wondering, is Joao Almeida going to be able to continue? And this was like this is up on the internet. It said it's confirmed. Joao Almeida has an uncomplicated left side rib fracture, as well as some profound abrasions to his body. Fortunately, no concussions. They said they will be monitoring him carefully going forward. The next few days will be difficult for him, but at this point, he should be able to start today. So that essentially means that, not what essentially means, what I want to say is that luckily it's 2 sprint days, so where he can sort of sit in the pack, and even if he gets dropped or if he wants to ride easy, it doesn't matter because he doesn't necessarily need to try to finish up high on GC. He just needs to be available for Tade when Tade needs him because he is a big engine, and to lose somebody like Joao Almeida would be crazy. So that's what it's looking like right now. So he's looking like he is starting the race, and he's going to be good to go for today, which is good. So that hopefully he gets a armchair ride in the back and just gets a chance to just chill out today and not really have to worry and fuss about too much stuff. And what else? We got the sprinters. We gotta talk about the sprinters. So we got our three main contenders for today's sprint, which is gonna be Jonathan Milan, Tim Muller, and Bini M. Gourmet. It's a more of a speedster type finish, so I'm going to go for Merlot today. I definitely would like to see Benny do some things, but today seems more like a Tim Merlot type day because how fast the finishes, how fast the run into the finishes. But we did see Benny win last year on a finish similar running, but Benny just hasn't been firing like he was last year. So that is also a question whether he will be able to take care of the business and just deliver. So it's going to be a tough one for Benny today. If he's able to pull it off today and get a win today, man, that'll be pretty dope. But we'll see. We'll keep our fingers crossed. We know there's going to be some potential breakaways trying to get away and do a little bit of this and that. But we'll see how it goes. So if you missed it in the beginning, I just said it's confirmed that Joao Almeida has a uncomplicated left side rib fracture, as well as some profound abrasions to his body. And fortunately, like I said, there's no concussion, but they said they'll be monitoring him carefully and over the next few days. And luckily for Joao, it's a flat stage, it's a sprinter stage. So hopefully he gets the hangout in the back and not have too much to do or not have to be called on. Or even if he has to be called on, they'll call on Niels Pollitt or Tim Wellens and anybody else that, because they got like Jonathan Nevada's. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you if you like and subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate it. I even forgot to say that. But I'm just getting so into what's about to happen. So today it's going to I think today for the better part of the race, for probably 80% of the race, it's going to be pretty boring and uneventful. There may be like some of the lower tier teams who haven't had any publicity or a stage win. They'll probably, put themselves in the breakaway and stay in the breakaway for the better part of the day. And then you got the three teams, you got track and you got Sudal Quickstep that are definitely, but Visma's always mixing it up. Why, when it's a day that Visma and UAE should be just chilling and letting the sprinter teams do their thing? Then you got the intermediate sprint. What's going to happen at the intermediate sprint? That's also going to dictate the day. If Benny takes one of these intermediate sprints, if he takes the intermediate sprint, then I'm like, okay, Benny's here to he's here for it. But he just hasn't been looking. He hasn't had that zip that he had last year. He doesn't have that oomph that I'm still cheering him on, I'm still willing him on, but it's not looking that spectacular. and we need you, Benny. we need you. We need you. So, but he is still in quite. He is in pretty close contention for the green jersey. So the green jersey competition. So Pogacar is leading with 156. Wow. So 156 over 120. So if Jonathan Milan wins today, 50 points will put him on 172. So he will go above Pogi. And if Biniam Gourmet wins today, that will put him on 161. So he could go into the green jersey if he wins, providing providing whatever points are gathered at the intermediate sprint. And was Tim Miller. Tim Miller, his other big gun, he's on 72. So if he got 50 points, that will put him on that's 50, 30, 112. So that will put him a few points ahead of Binny and put him in third place, fourth place, and knock Binny down to fifth place, but the top three will still stay the same if Tim Miller wins today. So if Tim Miller wins today, it's sort of good for Milan. Yes and no. That means that the other sprinters, Vinny and them, are going to come close to him. But yeah, it's all over the place right now because Poggy's leading, obviously because of his win yesterday, and he has two stage wins, and so I was, so he's leading the green jersey points right now. Who's leading the polka dot? Tim Wellens. Tim Wellens is still in front of 8 points, but that will probably change after the rest day or the day before the rest day. That will probably change. The best young rider, I'm pretty sure, is still Evenepoel with Kevin Vinkelin is 17 seconds adrift of Evenepoel. So that's going to be a close battle, the best young Jersey rider, because once they get in the mountains, it's whether Evenepoel can either stay with Poggi and Jonas, and it's because you got Oscar Unley and you got Florian Lipwitz, but uh, Florian Lipwitz is 208 behind, and then Oscar Unley is 155, so they're all ways behind. But I think that Oscar Unley and Florian Lipwitz, they can get that time back on Remco. So it's the young. So that top four, you got Matthias Skelmosa. I don't think Matisse is going to feature so much once they start climbing, but those top four, Evenepoel, Remco Evenepoel, Kevin Vinkel, and Oscar Unley, and Florian Lipwitz, those four are going to do battle. I think that's going to be a close battle. Remco Evenepoel has a good cushion, but I think I would give Florian Lipowitz the edge as the sort of the better climber that Remco and Oscar Unley and Kevin Banquilin. I believe they can hang on to Remco. So it's going to be a tough battle. So it's going to be whether Oscar Unley and Kevin Banquilin can put some time into Evenepoel to even challenge him for that best young jersey, best young rider. But so we know how the GC is. The GC is Saturday is leading at 54 seconds over Evenepoel. And Kevin Vanquilin, he's in third in 111 back. And then you got Jonas at 117, Matthew Van Der Poel 129. And they come to the big mountain. Matthew Van Der Poel will lose lots of time. Oscar Unley is in seventh place. The messed up thing was Ben Healy was in seventh place, and because he got caught behind that crash yesterday, he dropped 3 places from seventh place down to 11th. Though it's like, was it 4 places? So yeah, he was up to eighth place. So that sucks that he dropped, so because of that stupid crash. So we'll see how if he can get some of that time back, and now because now he's behind Roglic, and he's behind Roglic, and he's behind Florian Lipowitz, who he was ahead. He was just behind Oscar only. So that's how it goes. Just the way. MC Boys, what's going on? How you doing, man? I appreciate the hitting the like button and all those guys who've joined in. So, like, is anybody got any? Is anybody? Are you guys watching the tour, or are you just listening to me ramble? I mean, do people have favorites? I'm hoping to build this a bit more so we can get a bit more like chat back and people like let me know what they think. And am I saying like if I'm saying something that's crazy and off the wall, or you think something different? But I really, I'm my fingers crossed for Benny today. Benny, my fingers across like this for Benny today. I don't know if Benny's going to be able to. I'm not going to lie or wishful thinking, but if man, he's just not looking like he did last year. And I really want to see him do well. Inshallah, Jonas Vingegaard is going to win the Tour de France for 2025. Well, if what they are saying is correct, that Jonas is waiting for the big mountains, the longer mountains where it requires more endurance than power, or they're saying that Jonas Vingegaard is going to, in that regard, be able to take care of the business. Now, I only question that because we saw the Dauphiné, we saw what happened in the Dauphiné. Those were not short climbs. They're not as long as Mont Ventoux, but those are not short climbs. So we will see, and I think it's all to play for, and it's a valid point. And like they said, Jonas has been doing tons of work on on his endurance stuff, and Poggy's been doing more work on. Like it's like they both been working on the weaknesses. Sorry, Jonas is working more on his power so he can stay with Poggy in the sprints finishes, and Tade was working more on his endurance and less on his explosiveness. So that should balance out the equation. We will see. We will see. So we saw Jonas be able to stay on Pogacar's wheel, but Jonas even said to himself he should have started the sprint. And if I'm going to be honest and frank with you, I think even if Jonas would have started the sprint first, I don't think he would have outkicked Pogacar. I don't think so. Even if he would have started first, I think Poggi would have still got that sprint finish yesterday. So I think it was a good finish yesterday. It was a good sprint. Um, yeah, it was an exciting stage all around. Who is it? Garrett got into the breakaway. I was trying to will him more now. It's his last Tour de France. I was hoping that something might happen and he would be able to stay away, but it didn't happen. Anyway, if you did hit the like button, I appreciate you. If you have subscribed, I really, really appreciate you. And if you shared, I'm just trying to think. I've got some stuff, some plans coming up, and we'll see what happens. Once I start back work and stuff, and I'm trying to get some retro, just try to get some giveaways coming away. I'm just gonna give away stuff, man. There's literally just gonna give away stuff once I start back working, and I just get some merch to give out so I can promote the brand. Say, would you like me to? Anyway, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed today. Like I said, the first part of the race is probably gonna be pretty boring because it's a long so it's a long flat stage. It's going to be pretty boring. Anyway, Pogacar, he never beat Vingegaard 100%. Jonas Vingegaard, he's the best climber. That's debatable. That is debatable. That is very, very debatable, Joel. And at some point, I'm going to put together a panel so people come up here and substantiate their points why they feel a certain way. Because what I'm not going to take away anything from what you said. I'm not going to say what you're saying is wrong. But I'm that type of person that if you can show me, okay, well, this point and this race and this is why, then okay, I'm saying, okay, well, you have a point. So like I'm being really realistic and honest about Binny and Gourmet. I really want to see Binny win, but Binny has done less races than he done last year. He doesn't have the results he has had last year, and he's just like he's finished second so many times this year, and so that lends me to believe that it's not as likely as he did last year to get the green jersey or to possibly win a stage. But I think he's a young rider. He's still in under the best young riders jersey competition. So I think he has some growing to go. And most sprinters don't really mature until like 25, 20, between 25 and 28. So I think his best years are still yet to come. So I think it's good that Intermarché is invested in him because if they keep going and stick with him, he's going to be a beast. Jonas Vingegaard is match Pogacar's explosive short climb. Jonas had a bad day on the TT, but Jonas, he's good this year. Um, I'm going to be honest with you. That TT that Jonas had, I didn't. My prediction was Jonas was going to take maybe 10 to 15 seconds on Pogacar. That was my prediction. I I if I had £1 million or dollars or yen or wherever you're from, or Naira or whatever whatever country you're from, if I had 1 million of that, I would have put it on Jonas Vingegaard to put time into Pogacar. That didn't happen. I was genuinely shocked. I was surprised. I was even a little disappointed. I was like, "Oh, really?" I really honestly thought that Jonas Vingegaard was going to get at least 10 to 15 seconds back on Pogacar. When he lost a minute plus, man, that had me going like, wow, wow. And if you listen to anybody, Bernard Hinault, Miguel Indurain, Greg LeMond, even Lance Armstrong, if you want to, they tell you the great defining thing in any cyclist is for any cyclist is the time trial. It's called the race of truth for a reason. It's called the race of truth for a reason. And when you have a bad day on the time trial, and I used to love time trialing, even when I sucked, I still did a good. Even when I didn't feel like it, I still did a good time trial. So for you to be as good as Jonas is at the time trial and not do good, it's called the race of truth for a reason. So just keep that in your back pocket. So just keep that in your back pocket. I don't want to discourage you. I love Jonas. I love the way Jonas has changed. He's more accessible. He's more personable. I like his new demeanor. It's just beautiful. I mean, he's just like he's not so soldier. Before he was like a soldier, he was like a robot, and now he's just like he feels like a real person now, and he's more likable. And I actually like him. Like before, I just didn't like him because he's just like a robot. But now he's a cool guy. He's actually a cool guy, and like I said, I'm going to wish him all the best and just look forward to the mountain stages. It's going to be exciting, and we will see what happens. We will see what happens. But anyway, I got to be out because I got to dash so I could get ready for today's race. So I could just catch any moments, and also then I also get ready for today's video to review the race and all of that after that. So we're gonna see. I agree with you, Jamal. Jamal, I really appreciate you. You have no idea. I really, really appreciate you, your comments and tuning in. But now it's time for me to dash. I will be back again tomorrow, about the same time before the race to talk about what happened, like anything that happens, like late in the race, like Joao Almeida. We weren't able to find out what happened. If he was going to be in the race, out of the race? We know that he is racing. We know how important he is to Pogacar. He is one of the big guns for Pogacar. So he is still racing, and luckily for him, it's a flat stage. So hopefully he can just hang out and don't have too much to do and stress his body too much, and he can just ride through, get through to the next day. So that's what the live shows are about. Reporting on anything that possibly happened overnight. Anybody that got a yellow card or abandoned the race or something happened or whatever. So right. Anyway, like I said, in the Scooby Say Rich Legs Media, if you hit the like button, I really appreciate you again. And if you hit the subscribe button, I really appreciate you. All right. Peace out. We will see you tomorrow. And make sure you check out my review video after today's stage later today.